The Warri project is an NNPC tax credit funded project. And we have three sections there. We have the Levant section. Unfortunately, Levant has not lived up to expectation. And we even had to intervene and beg the governor of Edo State to please get the worst sections of that route. We divided the worst sections into two and said Levant concentrate on this section, while the governor of Edo State intervened. I think it's about 23 kilometers for 35 billion. And that section the governor of Edo State intervened is ongoing on very well. But Levant has since left sight. We gave them series of warning letters. We also gave them the last termination notice. And when a termination notice is given to you, it is for you within 14 days to go back to site and begin to do those things you were not doing. This time is for them to remobilize to site and for them to work. But they did not respond, but they wrote us a letter. We invited them for a discussion today. And today is the end of 14 days termination notice, and they refused to attend the meeting. I'm directing the PS to please invoke the APG, get the job properly terminated tomorrow, write them for joint measurement, write to the bank to request for repayment of the APG. That should happen, and if they don't pay, then we have to take the matter to EFCC. I've called the governor of Delta State, and I commend him for very beautiful work he's doing. 3 flyovers at the same time, beautiful flyovers. This country, we need the beauties, and we have also learned from that design. So we appeal to him to get any contractor within that zone to put 10 kilometers with reinforced concrete, and he's accepted to do that. So I commend him very highly, which means that the governor of Edo State is intervening in that section, the governor of Delta State is intervening in that section. We are grateful to them. SKCC has about 1 kilometer which they started with milled asphalt. Yes, the money in the budget for SKCC within their own section and NPC allocation is exhausted. But we are pleading with him to go back and they remedy this 1 kilometer that they have milled the existing asphalt. Kid has accepted to go back to his own section, and we've agreed to review his project to cater for the unforeseen circumstances that they encountered. So they are going back to site, and we've agreed to work very well with them, and we're happy about that. And the second job they have, which is Lokoja-Abuja Road, we've also agreed that they should go back to site. We'll review the project, because as of today, the asphalt cost is 9,000 per square meter, whereas the asphalt is about 30,000 per square meter. So they are going back to site on trust, and we're going to do that. And then you get a Itoke-Kurudu Road, which is 34 kilometers. We've agreed with them on all the knotty issues. They are going back to site, and thank Mr. President, for his interest in all the projects in the Federation. In this ministry, we don't count where anybody came from. We don't count where projects are cited. We are using the example of Mr. President, who came on board, and he took all the projects of the ministry and continued to go with them. He didn't want to know the low-sidedness of the project. For example, this tax credit of an NPC, it is only 5% in Southwest and 4% in Southeast. Niger State has 26% alone. So he didn't want to care about where this project. He, as a very unique leader, took over the entire thing and is going on with them. And so we should stop looking at a project as it's coming from the north, it's coming from the south. Because the southern people use the roads of north and the northern people use the. So we should see ourselves as one people, one country. This is very important. They talked about Second Niger Bridge. They talked about Lagos-Ibadan. They say Lagos-Ibadan is 195 billion. What they didn't know is that 195 billion is the total contract sum from the past administration. That what this administration is putting to complete the project is only 33 billion. So it's not 195 billion. They talked about Second Niger Bridge. This section 2A is 134 billion, and section 2B is 174 billion. And that is all that is there. Now, If you look at the projects in the north, just to properly inform the people, you look at Abuja, Kaduna, Zaria, Kano Road, sections 1 and section 3. It's 252 billion. 30% is already paid for that job, and it's being done with the same quality of Lagos Calabar Coastal Highway. Job is ongoing. Section 2 is 164 kilometers, and it is 525 billion. And it's being done with concrete, the same quality of Lagos Calabar Coastal Highway. The president has approved 30% payment, which is 152 billion, and job is ongoing. You come and see the project that was awarded in March 2023, which is the Sokoto, Zamfara, Katsina to Kaduna, a total of 750 kilometers. Totaling initial cost 825 billion. That project is ongoing. There was no shovel on the project before we came on board. It's the president that is doing it. Sokoto axis by August, CBC would have completed about 50 kilometers of continuous reinforced concrete, the same quality with Lagos Calabar Coastal Highway. We have the mother cart, we have the tractor, we have the tractor. They are working, major top companies that are doing the project. We have Zaria Hunkui project, which is 152 kilometers. That project is ongoing. We have the project that is covering Bua tax credit, that is 256 kilometers, that is going through Jigawa, is going through Kano, is going through Katsina. It's also ongoing by Bua. We have the Kano Northern Bypass. That project is ongoing. We have the section 1 of Kano Medugri, 100.9 kilometers by tractor. That project is ongoing. You have the Dikwa project, which is 52 kilometers in Borno State. That project is ongoing under Dangote tax credit. You have the Bama project in Borno State, which is 49 kilometers. That project is ongoing under Dangote tax credit. We have the section 5 of the Kano Medugri being done by CCC. That project is ongoing. We have the fourth legacy project of Mr. President, which is the Akwanga, Jos, Bauchi, Gombe, 439 kilometers. We are concluding by the director of the president, the design. It was on flexible pavement. President said, no, I want it double carriageway, 3 lanes each, concrete pavement. That project is ongoing. We have the Maraba Kefi project, 43 kilometers by 2, 73 billion by China Harbour. That project is ongoing. We have the Makodi down to 9th mile, 260 kilometers by 2, which is about $1 billion project. That project is ongoing. We have the Malando project in Kebbi State. That project is ongoing. Time will fail me to read out the projects that the president is doing in the north and also doing in the south. So, when you look at the 4 legacy projects of the president, the north has 52% and the south has 48%. Let me tell you something. People talk about Lagos Calabar Coastal Highway. Yes, we have procured section 1, which is 1.068 trillion. 30% is paid. We procured section 2, which is the flyovers of sections 1 and section 2, passing through Dangote Refinery, passing through Swamp, which is about 1.6 trillion. Yes, we have procured section 3 and 3B, which end of the project, which is Akwa Ibom and the Cross River, which is about 1.33 trillion. When you aggregate this thing, this is about 3-point-something trillion. But then you get to Kebbi, you have 258 kilometers of one carriageway, which we procured about 958 billion. Only one section. The second carriageway is going to Fek. So when you put the two together, you have about 2 trillion on the Kebbi axis alone. Then Sokoto is 120 kilometers, where my brother and the Honorable Minister of State came from. We've already, procured 4 billion for the 120. And by the time you procure the second one, you're almost about 1 trillion. So the two together is about 3 trillions. And it is done with the same quality of the Lagos Calabar Coastal Highway. The one that is coming from Cross River to Ebonyi, to Benue, to Kogi, to Nasarawa, to Abuja. Section 1 is being procured, which is 362 billion, 418 kilometers. We are just reviewing it to include additional 5 kilometers of road because of line factors. So the president is very committed. I've never seen a very unique president. It's like he wants this country to all come together and be developed, within a twinkle of an eye. So people should appreciate what he's doing. People should appreciate, they should know the character of the president. He has been a friend of the North even before now. He's highly acceptable in the North. On the Eleme One project, which is also a tax credit project, when we came on board, the total cost was 156 billion for 30 kilometers of road, plus a decompile towards Kwaibom, section of East West Road, and then also a bridge at Aleto, and then 4 flyovers. One flyover has been started at Refinery Junction, and then Aleto Bridge is ongoing. Very beautiful design, 80-meter span there, which is a beauty to behold. Let me say that the contractor at OCC, after the initial fight with them, they are behaving very well and doing a very beautiful work. Let me say that people are saying, oh, we did not complete one carriageway. We've completed one carriageway. But they said, oh, if you've completed, why are you doing asphalt on the same carriageway? If you go and check where we are doing asphalt on the same carriageway, you will find out that it is on the location of the flyover. We are not supposed to do that. But because we want a seamless traffic movement, we say, okay, come and they do asphalt in those locations.